Welcome. Hey, Joe. How are you? I tried to do a little makeup with my Danessa Myricks stuff. I'm just practicing. I thought I put it on silent. Okay, all the way down. There we go. Um, so today we're going to talk about mental health and technology. Not how technology is bad for mental health, but how technology can help us with our mental health. So, welcome everybody to the channel, Real Lady Electrician. My name is Crystal, and I'm a retired electrician. I'm doing pretty good today, Joe. I finally got some good sleep. I've been having trouble sleeping, but I think it was allergies that I didn't recognize. So I took my allergy pill last night. I slept real good, real good. So, thank you. Do you like the Danessa? I love that Danessa Myricks. I love that it dries matte, that it's not dewy because I have such oily skin. And I just really like it. And I put the cheek stuff on my lips. It was a little bright, so I added a little Sydney Grace on top. But so I'm practicing. So next week I will not be live because my sister is starting a brand new business and I'm going to help her move in. And she said, we can't be coming to the business all raggedy. We got to start, looking sharp. So that means no sweats, a little bit of makeup, just not to come in there looking like the dead. So, and I'm going to be helping her a lot. So I'm not sure how the lives are going to go, but I'm going to still reserve Wednesdays for them and we'll see what happens. But I take a day off every once in a while anyways. So Joe, how are you doing today? We have good weather right now. And so not a lot of pressure. So my pain is really good. It's at like a 3-4 today. It's very good. Yesterday was another story. We had some storms coming in and I was in a lot of pain. But I had done a lot of work the day before too in the house. So, when you feel good, you do a little extra and then the next day you kind of suffer for it. And yeah, so that was what I was up to this past week. But today I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy from one day to another, isn't it? How your pain can flare and go down and it's crazy. But yeah, I haven't been sleeping good for the last 3-4 days and I'm like, what is going on? Great mentally, but thunderstorms are coming. Oh yeah. Stupid thunderstorms. I'm so glad you had a great birthday weekend. Yay. Oh, is your vanity all put together? Oh, was gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm putting together a pantry right now for the house. But I'm glad you were doing great mentally. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get some of those storms on Friday. So we'll see how that goes. But it's supposed to be 80 degrees tomorrow. Nice today. So I'm going to try and get out in the yard tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I'm decluttering my room so vanity's still in box. Okay. Yeah. Well, you got to kind of clean the spot for it, right? Yeah. 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 But it is gorgeous once you get it together. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, mentally I'm doing great. I just wasn't sleeping well because it had to be the allergies because I'd wake up coughing and what would happen is instead of going back to sleep, I would start to go back to sleep, then I'd cough again. And so I'm pretty sure it was allergies. So I took my allergy pill last night. I slept good. And it is that time of year. I mean, in Michigan, we have a bunch of dandelions. I'm still going to spread the weed and feed, so we'll see how that goes. I was going to do it last week, but I just didn't feel like it. Hey, Nay, how are you doing? Today we're going to be talking about mental health and technology. And like I said, oops, here we go. Here's our special visitor. He has been just all up on me. The other cats pick on him because he's a sweetie, and I don't like that. And they want to escape, but they have the catio, and they want to get out, and they're not getting out. It's not happening. It's bad for kitties. It's bad for you. You could get hit by a car. You could get hurt by another cat. They just don't understand, you know? You just don't understand. So anyways, we're going to see how technology can help us with our mental health. And so I have some articles about that we're going to take a look at when we get a chance. But how are you doing, Nate? Mental health? Yes, received not so good news. Well, don't know yet. Uh-oh. So mental health is good, but you have some other medical issues going on. Is that correct? So you got it down here in a minute. He's so heavy. Or is mental health bad? I guess I didn't understand that. No worries. We're here till 3. Okay. So technology and mental health. So they keep saying it's not technology, it's social media. Social media is detrimental to our mental health because of the things that we see. Yes, been having bad headaches, went to doctor, took scan of my head. Oh, nay. Yeah, I hope that turns out to be okay. Are your headaches in the front here? Because this is sinuses, so allergies are going crazy right now. So hopefully I took tests for cancer. Okay. Well, I guess, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? Right. So you don't know the outcome yet, but I understand how you can be stressed until you find out the outcome. Yeah. Entire head. Oh, nay. Yeah. Yeah. Are you prone to migraines? Can I put you down now, mister? My friend gets migraines all the time. She even gets the Botox. The weight is usually the hardest part. Right, Joe? It is. I had a mammogram, and then I had to go for, what's the thing? When they do the mammogram and then whatever the next thing is, because I had, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully, I'm going to pray for you, and we will get through this together with you. And again, trying to say to you not to worry is crazy, because until you get the results, you're going to worry. I mean, that's just human nature. Just be kind to yourself. Be kind while you're waiting. And I hope all goes well. So, yeah. Oh, I was saying I had to go get the second test, and I was worried, but it was because I have dense breast tissue, and they didn't find anything. So it was okay. But the waiting between those, when I found out that I needed the second test, and then until I found out the results of the second test were, you're like worst case scenario, basically. Worst case scenario. And it's hard not to do that. It really is. But try your best. And you can always go in the chat and talk to anybody that you need to. Somebody's always in there. And if not, they'll get back to you. If you're having a difficult day, yeah, just kind of go in there, say hi, anybody here, and chat with them. That's what it's for, so that we can, we're in our group and we can all share our difficulties. It's much easier to go through a difficulty when you have someone to share it with. So, okie dokie. So, what we're talking about today is technology and mental health. So, I said, like, social media, they've found is really bad for especially teenagers' mental health, to be on it all the time, all day, every day. And this is not about social media. This is about technology that can help us with our mental health, new developments, things like that. And also like video appointments, which usually cost less than regular appointments. So, okay, so let me get the article up. I was just looking in the chat and see what we had going on. We're going to go to present, share screen. And I'm going to do the AI, the AI definition of, oh, where'd it go? Technology and mental health. Search. Here we go. I wanted to do the AI definition because I was opposed to AI in certain areas. I mean, we hear AI and we get scared. And so what I want to do is kind of debunk it for mental health. There are uses for it that are helpful. And I guess a lot of people are turning to this Chat GPT instead of a therapist because it's free. You can pay to upgrade it, but it's basically free. Chat GPT or any other AI type thing. So I've started to try to use it more on my phone just to see what it's all about. I am not okay with people using AI to, take other people's identities, to torture other people, to fake other people out. I don't like any of that. And I don't want AI stealing any jobs, but I think it's going to. Hopefully you'll transition. Instead of losing your job, you'll get another job because AI still needs human beings to program it, run it, whatnot. So I want to kind of look positively at technology with mental health. So let's see, technology and mental health. Okay, so here, StreamYard Studio. Let's go here. Oh, you have to do it here. Share screen. Oh, here it is. Share. Okay, let's go back. I think I did it wrong the first time, I guess. There it is. Okay. Technology's impact on mental health is multifaceted with both positive and negative aspects. We just touched on some of those too. While technology can offer tools for mental health support like apps and online therapy, excessive use of certain features like social media can negatively impact well-being. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Negative impacts of technology on mental health. A lot of these we know. Excessive screen time. Studies have shown that excessive screen time, particularly in youth, can lead to higher levels of depression, anxiety, social anxiety, and behavioral issues. Social media use. Heavy social media use has been linked to decreased self-esteem, increased anxiety, and depression. Social comparison and the fear of missing out can also contribute to negative mental health outcomes. Sleep disruption. The use of technology, especially before bed, can interfere with sleep, which is crucial for mental health. Isolation and loneliness. Spending more time on social media and less time on in-person connections can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness, which can negatively impact well-being. Addiction. Technology can be addictive, with the addictive nature of social media, for example, activating the brain's reward center. Difficulty concentrating. Excessive screen time, especially in children, has been associated with difficulty concentrating and symptoms resembling ADHD. Okay, now positive impact of tools on mental health. This is what we want to talk about today. We already know the negative stuff. They talk about it on the news. They always talk about it on the news. There's always, for some reason, there's a lot of studies done on that, as compared to other mental health issues that should be studied more. I think social media use depends on what you're watching. I watch uplifting things and feeling like social media helps my racing brain. Yes, Joe, that's it. It's how we use it. And they're saying that young people, they don't have the discernment that we do when we're older. So it messes with their brains. First of all, their brain chemistry is not set. And when they see something negative, they don't necessarily say that's going to hurt me, type of thing. So I'm trying to get my little there it is, my little thing working. I had dried it out, so it took a minute. Okay. I didn't have it last week either. That's why I think I was coughing so much. Especially with allergies. Allergies are actually better when it's a little humid outside, so the pollen can't travel as well. So, but I agree with you, Joe, on the social media use. That's why I wanted to see the positive effects of the technology, not just, we know the negative effects that it has, and especially on younger people. Like I said, they don't have the life experience that we have. They don't have the capability to say, well, I don't care what this person thinks about me. They don't have that because they do care a lot, and it does affect them. So I think that in our group anyway, that well, even if we had someone who was addicted, we could talk to them and they could, share and stuff about it. But everybody seems to be pretty much, aware of their social media things. So, okay, let's go to the positive. Mental health apps. Technology offers a wide range of apps for managing mental health, including meditation apps, virtual reality therapy, and digital support communities. And the meditation apps are something we see all the time. That Calm is everywhere, that Calm app. And let's see. I don't know if Better Health or Better Help is an app, but I have heard it's kind of expensive. So, that's why I was curious about this Chat GPT thing. But here is where I get my mental health helped. And if it's a serious issue, I'll go to my therapist. Something that I just can't seem to get rid of, Next, online therapy. Online therapy platforms provide access to mental health professionals and treatment options, particularly for those who may not have access to in-person care. So yeah, the online therapy. Telehealth allows for remote consultations with mental health professionals, expanding access to care. And telehealth, that's something that my husband enjoys, where you just talk to them on the phone. But unfortunately, his therapist retired, so we're looking for a new one for him. But those phone therapy things are pretty good. It's almost like in person because you're actually talking to them. You're not. And then, of course, a video chat, you're actually talking to them as well. So digital therapeutics. Digital therapeutics are treatment approaches approaches based on behavioral interventions that have shown promise in preventing or managing various mental illnesses. Social support technology can facilitate social connections and support, helping individuals feel less isolated and provide access to online support groups. One of the downfall was it makes you lonely if you're too much into the social media. I think we're talking about techniques that can be used. Hey, Brandy. Oh yeah, Joe, and you don't have to travel. So yeah, it's my husband loves it. It's not offered by my doctor's office, so I do go there, but it's only like 5 minutes away. So, it would be nice if they did offer it, though, right? So, what was that? So, the last one that I read, let me see, what was it? Just put it up here real quick. Digital social support. Oh, that it's funny that in one ideal is that too much, and we're talking about social media is bad for us, but it online we can still find support and help, like our platform here, online as well. So I guess it's how you use it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's how you use it. That's why the young people don't seem to have the grasp that we have, because we grew up with, you know, Pong was our favorite game. You know, we didn't have cell phones. You know, I think caller ID was invented. I was older, like maybe in my 20s when caller ID came around, because we didn't have that when I was a kid, no caller ID. So, and cell phones, that didn't come until I was at least I was working at US Steel, so I was in my late 20s, early 30s. So, yeah. You don't go on any internet, Brandy, or your internet's out? All right, we're going to go to the next one here. Okay, here we go. Recommendations for managing technology and mental health. So these are some things that even kids should be doing. We should all be doing these things. Reduce excessive screen time, especially before bed, and incorporate tech-free time into daily routines. Be mindful of social media use. Be aware of the potential negative impacts of social media and take breaks to reduce social comparison and the fear of missing out. Prioritize sleep. Create a regular sleep schedule. Avoid screen time before bed and ensure a comfortable sleep environment. Seek professional help. If struggling with mental health issues, seek professional help from a mental health professional or therapist. Use technology strategically. Utilize technology for mental health support, but do so mindfully and in moderation. All righty. We didn't have internet back then, right? Yeah. We didn't have internet. We could read. I was a big reader when I was younger. We could read. We could go outside and play. I got like one of the first computers ever. It was it didn't have a screen. You hooked it up to the TV, I believe. And it was a little keyboard, and I think we could play games on it. So it might have been like the very first game console or whatever. Yeah. So we didn't, yeah, Brandy, we didn't either. And the computers back then didn't have connections, internet connections. So I had a computer, there was no internet connection. It had programs on it and I could play them, but it was very limited. And I think my dad was a little bit of a techie. That's why I was able to get a computer, because we were not rich by any means. So it was probably secondhand, but it worked well. I wish I still had it because it would be like vintage right? It would be like, so I could probably sell it for a lot of money. I think it was called a Texas Instruments, as a matter of fact. Am I dating myself? All right. No cell phone, but had wall phones for very long coily cords. Yes. Yeah. Because if you were talking to a friend, you would try to stretch it into another room so your parents couldn't hear you. Right? Yeah. Yeah. We are dating ourselves, but it was a good time to grow up. It really was, you know. We were on the edge of technology, so I mean, I'm very tech savvy, but we also had the innocence of no internet, none of that other stuff. So my low self-esteem was just generalized low self-esteem. It wasn't from the internet. I always played my fingers in the coily cord. Yep. Yeah, me too. Okay, we're going to add the next article. Share screen. Okay. So, and I didn't go over these articles, so we're going to see if they're good or bad. I just went online and that page you saw. I like the AI summing it up and then going into the delving into the deeper areas to see if it's right or to see if I agree. I don't always agree with AI. So, all right, technology and the future of mental health. Okay, let's go back here for a minute. Oh, so I wanted to make sure everybody was able to anything you guys need to talk about in the chat, feel free. Um and just yeah, come along for the ride. All right. Technology in the future. How is technology used for mental health treatment? Here we go, right here. Mm-hmm. Technology has opened a new frontier in mental health care and data collection. Mobile devices like cell phones, smartphones, and tablets are giving the public, healthcare providers, and researchers new ways to access help, monitor progress, and increase understanding of mental well being. Mobile mental health support can be very simple but effective. For example, anyone with a phone or computer can call, text, or chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at any time. New technology can also be packaged in an extremely sophisticated app for smartphones or tablets. Such apps might use the device's built-in sensor to collect information on a user's typical behavior patterns. Then, if the app detects a change in behavior, it can signal that help is needed before a crisis occurs. Some apps are standalone programs designed to improve memory or thinking skills. Other apps help people connect to a peer counselor or a healthcare provider. Excitement about the huge range of opportunities technology offers for mental health treatment has led to a burst of development. Thousands of mental health apps are available in iTunes and Android app stores, and the number is growing every year. However, this new technology frontier includes a lot of uncertainty. There's very little industry regulation and very little information on apps' effectiveness, which can lead people to wonder which apps they should trust. And that's the truth. You know, I don't think you have to be a specific developer to have your app on the App Store or Google Play. I think you just have to create an app. So, excuse me, I've never done that. If I wanted to, I'd research it. But the what was I saying? The apps. So anybody can put an app on there. That doesn't mean they're trustworthy. That doesn't mean their intentions are good. And for us to know which ones are better and which ones are worse, that's important to us because we don't want to be led down the wrong path. So that's very important. Which apps can we trust? Okay, before focusing on the state of the science and where it may lead us, it's important to look at the advantages and disadvantages of expanding mental health treatment and research into a mobile network. Okay, I'm going to go through this real quick because we already talked about this. Pros and cons. Convenience allows treatment to take place anytime and anywhere. Anonymity lets people receive treatment anonymously. Introduction to care acts as a good first step for people who have been reluctant to seek mental health care in the past. Lower cost makes care more affordable through apps that are free and cheaper than traditional and personal care. Greater outreach helps mental health professionals offer treatment in people in remote areas. And that's important too. People who don't necessarily have the internet. Interest encourages people to continue therapy. 24-hour service provides around-the-clock monitoring. Consistency offers the same treatment programs to all people. Support complements traditional therapy by extending in-person sessions. Data collection collects information such as location, movement, phone use, and other data. Mental health technology offers great opportunities, but also raises concern. Addressing potential problems will be essential to ensuring that new apps provide benefits without causing harm. Although apps are becoming more appealing and user-friendly, we need more information on their effectiveness. The following are some limitations of the technology that researchers and developers are trying to answer questions about. Effectiveness. Is the app supported by scientific evidence? Audience. Does the app work equally well for all people? How does the app maker guarantee users' privacy? Guidance. How do people determine if the app's effectiveness is effective when no industry-wide standards exist? Regulation. Who should regulate mental health technologies and the data it generates? Overselling. Does the app promise more than it delivers and turn people away from using other, more effective therapies? All right. Okie dokie. Okay, Miss Jamie just texted me, and she is at her a diabetic education doctor, so she's not going to be here today. But she's doing a lot for her health. She's going to the doctors and doing all that. I'm stuffy, a little bit stuffy. I didn't use my nose spray yet, so that could be why. All right. What are current trends in app development? Research and engineering firms are combined their skills to address a wide range of mental health concerns. For instance, intervention apps may help people quit smoking, manage anxiety, depression, eating disorders, PTSD, or insomnia, and more. Some popular areas of app development include the following. Self-management. Self-management apps involve people putting information into the app to receive feedback. For example, they might use the app to set medication reminders or access tools for managing stress, anxiety, or sleep. Some software can use additional equipment to track heart rate, breathing patterns, blood pressure, and so forth to help people monitor their progress and receive feedback. So I have a smartwatch, and I think that's what they're talking about because this monitors my sleep, my oxygen levels, my blood pressure. I'm not sure what else. But when I open the app, there's an app on my phone, and then this is run by an app. So does anyone else here have a smartwatch? I use it mostly for my sleep. That's why I bought it, because I was having such trouble going to sleep. And it has helped me to see where I'm not sleeping, why I'm not sleeping, what's going on with me. So that is a nice piece of technology, and you can get them from $20. I'm not sure about the sleep monitoring, but mine was $40. I use my phone to let me know when to take medicine. No smartwatch though. I I get it. I like I said, I didn't get it for medicine because I have alarms on my phone. I got it for sleep. It measures your sleep rhythms as well. So this one I think was 40 something dollars on Amazon, and always get it during Prime. They always got a bunch of these on sale during Prime. Um but yeah, I don't use any alarms. My alarms are on my phone, but there's an app on my phone that will tell me it hooks up with the um there's a health app on the iPhone. And so that with the Fitness Pro, which runs this, they work together. And so they tell me how my sleep was. So, so there are other issues, and it'll tell you your blood pressure at the, you can just put this on and see your blood pressure. You hit the button on the phone and it'll take your blood pressure. So, which was really helpful. One day my sister was not feeling right. She said her heart was fluttering. So I put my watch on her. We took her blood pressure and it was fine. It was probably anxiety that was giving her these palpitations, but her heart wasn't like, there was no arrhythmia. So, yeah. But yeah, Joe, there's still the timer apps. I love the timers, and I have like 10 of them at least 10, probably more, for medicine, for other things. And I like to set sometimes, like, so if Wednesday is date night, I put a timer in for when I'm supposed to put the refreshment into the freezer because I like it very cold, and just for that amount of time. I mean, I use it for all types of stuff. You can use your timer also to turn your phone off if you leave your phone on. Like if I'm watching a little video or something, and it'll turn my phone off after so long. So, which is good too. Let's see. So yeah, I do enjoy the smartwatch. I cannot afford the Apple Watch. It does a lot more, but I cannot afford it. And I think that $300 for it, or for whatever it is just, I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather get my Danessa Myricks Pride palette. Anybody with me on that? So this is not an expensive smartwatch. Oh, see, and it tells me when to drink water too. It's on a 30-minute thing as well. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. So, okie dokie. I think it's just me and you, Joe. I'm going to read some more of this article. Let's see what time it is. It is 2:07. All right, that was self-management. They have a ring. Like I was saying, the Apple thing is just too expensive. There's also a ring that you can get, but that one is still very expensive. Yeah. I remember now, Joe. I forgot what we were. A palette before a product. Yes. I just can't help it. And I used on my Danessa Myricks, my the balm for the skin. But what I like about it, like I told you, is that it dries matte, and I have really oily skin. Now, someone who has dry skin might prefer the dewier products, but I used a blush that oops, this side, that I have, and then I put that on my lips. But it was really bright, like it's a plum color in the container. And if you have any of these, maybe you can help me out. I wasn't sure if I took that and I like it says buildable color, if I put another layer on it, would it stay on my lips, and would it darken it? I think it's supposed to, but I'm not sure. But the color on my cheeks is perfect. It's a cool, and you only have to use like I use the spatula, like this stuff's gonna last me forever. Yeah, and it's that I am so just like excited about her products. So so yeah. Excuse me. Let's see. Improve thinking skills. Cognitive remediation apps help people improve their thinking skills. These apps are often designed for people with serious mental illnesses who may have distorted or unhelpful ways of thinking or hold inaccurate beliefs. I think they're talking about like brain games, things like that, like crossword puzzles, any kind of puzzles. I have Sudoku on my phone. I love numbers. I love math. Um, and there are, I'm sure, tons, but brain games is what comes to mind. That's been out for a long time, I think, as well. So, skill training. Skill training apps feel more like games than other mental health apps, as they help people learn new coping or thinking skills. These apps might involve watching an educational video about anxiety management or the importance of social support. For example, people then pick new strategies to try and use the app to track how often they practice these new strategies. Now, I'm not sure what kind of app that would be. Coping, it would be a mental health app, I would imagine. Let's see, I didn't do, I'm so bad, you guys. There we go. Um, that's the skill training. Illness man, I wish they would give us some app. I guess they don't want to promote anything. Maybe if you put skilled training in your search, when you search the app, when you search through your Google Play Store or whatever, put skilled training in there and see what you get. All right. Illness management and support care. Illness management and support care apps provide additional support by allowing people to interact with another person. The app may connect people with peer support or send information to a trained healthcare provider who can offer guidance and therapy options. Researchers are working to learn how much human interaction people need for app-based treatments to be effective. Symptom tracking apps collect data using the sensors built into smartphones. The sensors might record movement patterns, social interactions such as number of texts and phone calls, behavior at different times of day, vocal tone and speed, and more. In the future, apps may be able to analyze this data to determine a person's real-time state of mind. Such apps may also recognize changes in behavior patterns that signal an episode of mania, depression, or psychosis before it occurs. Although an app may not replace a mental health professional, it can alert caregivers when someone needs additional help. The goal is to create apps that support a range of people, including those with serious mental illnesses. And honestly, I find that some of the apps don't support people with serious mental illnesses. So we've been looking at different teledocs. My husband's insurance is crap. And like I told you, his psychiatrist retired. So we've been looking at these telehealth apps, and they want to deal with anxiety, depression, and pretty much that's it. Anything like bipolar, PTSD, they don't really deal with those. So as far as getting medication prescribed, they don't prescribe the stronger medications. So that's another thing that we're having an issue with, is finding a therapist. We thought online would be best because he loves the telehealth, but we are unable to find one that would provide him with the medicine that he needs. So I understand that part where it says we need apps for behavioral patterns such as mania, depression, and psychosis. And it doesn't replace a mental health professional, but like it says, the goal is to create apps that support a range of people, including those with serious mental illnesses. And I think that's something that we don't have yet. Let me see. We're going to data collection, but let me see. When is this written? It does not say at the top. So, skilled training, data collection. Data collection apps gather data without any help from the person using them. Receiving wide-scale information from many people at the same time can increase researchers' understanding of mental health and help them develop better interventions. Conducting research, apps can help conduct research. Apps can help conduct research. For example, Dr. Patricia is pioneering Brython study showed that her study, the Brython study, showed that research via a smartphone app is a reality. The Brython study was remarkable because it used technology to both deliver treatment and conduct research. In other words, the research team used technology to recruit, screen, enroll, treat, and assess participants. Brighton was especially exciting because the study showed that technology can be an efficient way to test promising new treatments, while also highlighting the need to make those treatments engaging. Who creates mental health apps? There's a lot more stuff. It's a little more drier. I was hoping to find the year, August 2024. So, yeah, so this is pretty recent. So I think the rest of it is not who creates mental health apps. We'll receive that. Developing mental health apps and other technology requires a partnership between mental health professionals and software engineers. Researchers have found that interventions are most effective when people like them, are engaged in them, and want to continue using them. Behavioral health apps work best when they combine engineers' skills for making an app easy to use and entertaining with provider skills for providing effective treatment options. Researchers and engineers are developing and testing apps that do everything from manage medication to teach coping skills to predict when someone may need emotional help. Who evaluates them? There are no review boards, checklists, or rules for evaluating an app. Most apps do not have peer-reviewed research, and we already knew that. So we're gonna be done with this one because that's a little dry. I love my guided relaxation app. Yes, and they do help. Yep, Joe. That's a big one, and I love those that now it used to just be white noise, and now they've given other noises colors like pink noise, green noise, brown noise, and they all do different things. Because sometimes I need to clear my head, and so I put on the headphones, and then I either play the noises or I like those 8D music. It's music that kind of goes all when you got your headphones in, it kind of highlights areas all around your brain, and it helps you to relax as well. So yeah, those are much nicer, the guided relaxation apps. And so as far as mental health apps go, it seems like I'm going to have to do some research and see what's available out there, but there's nobody that can say this app sucks unless it's a review, right? So and then you don't always know if you believe the reviewers either, am I correct? Because sometimes if it sounds too good to be true, I think it's someone who owns the app or a friend of that person or something. And then the bad ones, you're like, well, why are they negative? Are they just trolls? Because people can put negative reviews for no reason. You know what I mean? Oh, and if you don't mind, Joe, which app do you use? Is it called Guided Relaxation? Because I'm looking for something free. Calm you have to pay for, and I know that it's tried and true, but I'm not really in a position to just be buying a lot of apps. So, and I'm doing really good about spending money on makeup. My last purchase was my Pride palette. I haven't bought any makeup this month at all yet. I did go on Mercari, which is evil. I do not need to do that. So I got off real quick when I started seeing stuff I wanted to buy. I said, no, I don't need it. It's just beautiful. I needed a intervention at that moment. So yes, there are so many false reviews. You need a relaxation app as well, Nay. Yeah. Yeah, and the review, it's best to find out from another person. I think that's why we're asking you, Joe, what the name of it is. But for us in our age group, it's more important for us to hear from another person how something works than to read those reviews we may not trust. And I think I'm just basically a skeptic. I don't think I always was, but I am at this point just because of so many bad people out there trying to do bad things. I just use any free one like Metatopia. I will check Metatopia out. Nay, did you get that? Metatopia. So, yeah, I have to look those up because the only one I've seen is Calm, and then I go on YouTube um, to hear. You can look up green noise on YouTube, and you can listen to it for free as well. So there is that. That's usually my go-to. All right. What time do we have now? 2:20. Wow. You guys, this one's going kind of slow, right? All that technical jargon. We're going to have a coffee break. I'm going to have some coffee. So, like I said, next week I won't be here. I'm going to be helping my sister move into her new business, and I'm going to be her support mainly for most everything. So I am going to be busy. I will post when I'm going to be on, and I will, if I'm not going to, like for next week, I'll put a reminder in the chat that I'm not going to be on, but I'm not going to post anything on Instagram or YouTube, nothing like that. But yeah, so I'm going to be helping her with that. And where was I going with that? I don't know. I took my medicine, honest. The coffee must be kicking in and making me think all this. But what I want to do is go look at all these apps we're talking about. I want to go see what's available. I know what I was going to ask you, ladies. So I'm thinking about the next time I do a live talking about my ACA journey, my adult children of alcoholics journey. And I don't know if that would be interesting to you guys, but yeah, I was gonna start from the beginning, tell it all of it from the beginning. So and you've already heard snippets. So ACA is adult children of alcoholics. So I'll look the next time you're live. I'll try and have more free options. Thanks, Joe. That would be very helpful. I think that would be very helpful. So you would love to hear Joe. Nay, what do you think? It's going to be all about my journey. It's not really, and then of course we can chat. You can chat in the chat, and I have no problem going off topic. That's why I think it's going to take two or three lives to get through it. And you do, Nay? Okay, so that's what I think I'm going to do then for the next 3 or 4 when I'm actually going to go live. So as long as everything goes well next week and we get her moved in, I'll be back the following week. And then even then, I still should be back the following week because I have all the rest of the time to help her. That's why I'm going to help her, because I'm retired. I need to get out, and it doesn't hurt me, like we were talking earlier, to put a little makeup on, to get dressed, things like that, to give me purpose, which I feel like I have. My purpose is to help all my friends, to be with my friends here, and to help my family, and for us to grow and to get better together, all of us. And so yeah, anyway, I'm going to be helping her a lot. So so we will do that. That'll be my next. I'll just title it ACA Journey, basically. Hopefully, it'll help somebody. Maybe not everybody, but it'll help somebody. And and there's an app that I use as well for that, because it's hard to find local groups that that meet in person, basically. But online there's one source that I use that is a good use, that is good, that is anonymous, it's an app. So I will be talking about that app in the future. Oh, 2:24. So I'm feeling like, do we have exploring link between technology and mental health? Okay, let's go to this one. Technology is reshaping. Okay, this one might be okay. We're going to share screen. Okay. So technology is reshaping practice to expand psychology's reach. That's one that I would like to read. Do I still have it up here? Yeah, let's do this so it's bigger. Okay. Advancements in tech are enhancing productivity and therapeutic breakthroughs in the clinical setting. Key points. This is part of a 2025 trends report. Digital therapeutics are among the innovations gaining momentum and having significant potential to expand care and to aid more patients. Advancements in virtual reality are helping clinicians explore creative approaches to improving mental health outcomes for a variety of patients and mental health conditions. Now, I've heard of the virtual reality helping people with PTSD. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Especially since they're not like their little brains aren't ready for it. Aren't ready for the judgment, you know. At that age they still need to be with their parents and hearing how great they are, not all that other stuff. AI that can tackle administrative tasks is showing promise to help mental health providers reduce the amount of time they must devote to clerical work. And that's a positive thing. But again, I don't want it to be taking anybody's job. And that's me, the union supporter, the, pro union. People need a fair wage to live and have jobs. But I think let me go over here. I think when automation started, people were worried about the jobs as well. And it did cut down on quite a few jobs. So I think that we're going to see the same type of a thing with AI. And what happened with automation, though, the people started, they needed people to do the automation, to learn how to run it, to all that stuff. So I'm hoping that with the AI, it can create other jobs those same people can do for their companies as well. So that's my hope. I don't know if that's how it's going to be, but that's my hope. All right. My phone shut off. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go to our article. As psychiatrists struggle to meet the nation's high demand of mental health services, advancements in technology are showing promise as a lifeline to reduce burnout, boost productivity, and increase access to care. Clinicians, clinicians are taking advantage of digital therapeutics, virtual reality, AI, and other innovations to reach more patients, improve outcomes, and reduce their administrative burden. While these digital resources are appealing, many psychologists are wary of the risk the tech solutions could introduce relating to patient safety and privacy. Caution is warranted, but mental health leaders at the forefront of the technology revolution worry that an overly risk averse approach could harm the public in the long run by preventing access to much needed care. There is a health equity issue, says Dr. Vailwright, senior director, blah, blah. Solving the mental health crisis is going to require multiple solutions, and technology is one of the solutions to address the suffering people are experiencing. And like I said, the basic mental health things, like anxiety and depression, that kind of help is available in a lot of places. The more severe cases of like bipolar, PTSD, or is it PTSS syndrome? I think it's PTSS now. But any of those more complicated, like I have depression and anxiety. So I don't know how a doctor, other than my psychiatrist, would treat me. Do you know what I mean? So anything that's complicated, they're not really interested in. If you have depression, though, they're going to help you. So like when a lot of people suffered from depression after 9/11, not 9/11, after COVID or during COVID, and now people talk about mental health a lot. Um, Technology is reshaping. Okay. Let's see. No, you got to put back. Okay. Alrighty. Psychiatrists struggle, blah, blah. As psychiatrists struggle to meet the nation's high demand, advancements in technology are showing promise. Okay. Solving the mental health crisis is going to require multiple solutions, as technology is one of the solutions to address the suffering people are experiencing. And so what they're recommending is a much broader, it's not just online. You want to go in-person therapy, and if you need medications, you want to go to a psychiatrist. Keith had been going to his psychiatrist for a long time. That's my husband. And so once COVID came and he was able to do telehealth visits, even after COVID, they continued those. So because even during COVID, people needed mental health medication. So I just saw something on my teeth. So, all right. According to this survey, for a third straight year, psychologists reported that many patients needed more care and presented with more severe symptoms than in the past. More than half of psychologists in the survey reported that they have no openings for new patients. Digital therapeutics, which provide evidence-based treatments through mobile devices or the web, are among the innovations gaining momentum and have significant potential to expand care and to aid more patients. In November 2024, Medical Services approved new reimbursement codes that providers can use to bill Medicare for FDA-cleared digital mental health therapies. This change could lead to a transformative shift because commercial insurance companies typically follow Medicare's lead with new reimbursement codes. Up to this point, there was not any established way to pay for these products in healthcare, so this will help many digital therapeutics that are struggling to find more revenue streams and reach patients who cannot afford to pay for these products out of pocket, Wright said. To increase support for psychologists, clinical use of digital therapies, APA formed a partnership with Big Health, one of the leading developers of these interventions. The company created SleepioRx, which delivers cognitive behavioral therapy via mobile devices for people who suffer from chronic insomnia. Patients are guided through an initial sleep assessment, and they receive CBT that addresses their specific sleep difficulties. The company also creates Daylight RX, another research-backed digital therapeutic for generalized anxiety disorders. Unlike wellness app that can help people reduce stress or lose weight, digital therapeutics use evidence-based techniques to show meaningful clinical improvement treating a medical condition in randomized controlled trials. Historically, digital therapeutic developers, the FDA, clearance for products, physicians with prescription privileges in their labeling, which prevent psychologists from accessing the treatments. But Big Health, who was co-founded by a psychologist, wanted to change the trend by specifying a SleepRx, Daylight RX can be ordered by psychologists and other licensed healthcare providers. The FDA granted clearance for both products. We hope the FDA clearance will be an example. It's critical for developers to consider the range of providers who could access the digital therapies to help patients. We already know that technology can help with the administrative tasks. Psychologists are also discovering the benefits of using AI to improve care by helping them communicate with patients and develop patient educational materials more quickly. New possibilities for virtual reality. New advancements in tech are also helping clinicians explore creative approaches to improving mental health outcomes. Though the use of computer-generated stimuli in the clinical setting is not novel, University Dublin PhD noticed that most studies involving the use of virtual reality in mental health treatment were narrow and focused, such as military members with post-traumatic stress disorder. Leader was eager to create a platform that clinicians could use for a variety of patients and mental health conditions. He launched the Mixed Reality Therapy Project, a free open source platform clinicians can download. Patients wear a VR headset and look at a large screen on the wall, and they partner with the therapist to create a therapy room and an experience room that are separated by a door. They can add objects and windows to the therapy room. It can be tailored to the patient's specific fears or phobias. For someone struggling with social anxiety, the patient may add a group of people talking at a party. Patients can choose when and whether to open the door to the experience room. The therapist can ask patients how they are feeling emotionally and physically at different moments and help them practice strategies to overcome their fear. So that is very interesting in the virtual reality. But it was initially used in the military to help treat PTSD. And since it's been so successful, it looks like they're trying to bring it into the mainstream. Oh, I think I'm tired of technology and mental health. I think I might just be tired. I slept later than I normally would, and I think I woke up a little drowsy still, so I'm a little bit tired. So let me know who's left here, and if you have anything that you want to talk about, and I'm open to pretty much anything. I think that technology is interesting. I'm not a fan of all that, science speak. I love science, but the science speak is boring to me. That's my little ADHD. I'm tired today also. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, it's a beautiful day, but I haven't been outside. Maybe that's it. But once I go outside, I have to put on my mask. I have to put on my sunscreen. They started warning about sunscreen. My new medicine is still working great. Oh, that's awesome, Joe. I'm so glad. It was so helpful to me, or it is so helpful to me. I'm glad it worked for you as well. I am. It's so different from I am here, but about to leave to get rest. All right, Nay. And I must be the third person, so it must just be the three of us here. Science bores me. Yeah, I like doing science, but reading those, I cannot read a report of any time or a study. I can't do it. That's why I'm not a scientist. But I love the shows, like I love Bones, that show about science, the CSI. I love all the science. And talking about the CSI, I tried to start CSI New York. If you guys are fans of CSI, I didn't like it. CSI Miami seems to be going better, but I loved CSI and CSI Las Vegas. That was only a few seasons. But that CSI New York, I was like, if this guy stares into the camera one more time with his sad face, I'm going to go nuts. I went 1.5 episodes and I just couldn't handle it anymore. But yeah. Yeah, the technical stuff is boring. It really is. Yeah. I think it is for most people, unless you're a science geek. And I'm not a science geek, but I do like science. So tell me about some new shows you guys might be watching. It's summer. I finished CSI. So I did start Miami. It's okay. The redheaded guy is a little bit, he's okay. Sometimes he can be real dramatic. And I'm not really for the slow pan or the lady and man looking at each other like for 2 minutes. And I'm like, that's the ADD, I think, kicking in. So, yep. Tomorrow is Vanderpump Villa. I don't know if you guys are, that's my guilty pleasure, Vanderpump Rules and the Kardashians. And so it's starting tomorrow, and I'm going to be watching because I just love Lisa Vanderpump. And I guess that's really about it. Um, so I think since the science, maybe the science is what made us tired, Joe. I only watch old school shows, usually like Mama's Family, Three's Company. Go, okay, Joe, I gotcha. I gotcha. I love those shows too. The ones we grew up with, yeah. The Golden Girls, the best. They will never recreate a show like that. It was just the best in its time. It was such a good show. But they have a lot of merchandise out now. A lot of people love them, and our young people love that show now too. So you can, it's a classic basically. Yeah. So I think we're gonna stop early. It's about 20 minutes early, like we were saying. Just tired and um I'm not sure if the technology was a good theme, but I will tell you that the next time when we talk about ACA, it will be interesting. I'm a good my own storyteller. I'm not a good storyteller, but for my story, I'm good. And So we will do a deep dive into that, what it is, how it happened. Um, you need to get some rest. I know. I think it's for the last, like I said, 3 or 4 nights I haven't been sleeping well, and I finally slept good last night, but I think it's going to take a couple days to catch up, right? I think that's what's happening. So, yeah, you get some rest too, Joe, and I hope that that storm passes fairly quickly so your pain can subside. It's only supposed to be here for a few hours, so but I'm sure that'll make the rest of the day kind of yicky, and so I want to get some stuff done before Friday, before the storm comes. I know. I know. I never thought when I was younger, when somebody older would say, "Oh, it's gonna rain" or something like that. I never really understood that, and now I do. Now I understand it a lot. And when I first started my journey with the pain, with the disability and stuff, I didn't know, but it's been, let's see, 2022. So it's been about 3 years. And now I know. I know when it's going to rain, when the pressure is going to change. That's what I know. And that usually means a thunderstorm's a coming. So thank you guys so much for being here and indulging in my nerdy technology quest with mental health. Um, and I think we covered it. Most of the articles said the same thing. And so I think I'm going to let you guys go. So have a great week. Like I said, I won't be there next week, but I will be in the chat. So if you need anything, just give me a holler in the chat. Yeah, Joe, well, you have a lot more experience than I do, but I'm seeing how it affects us now because I couldn't figure it out, but it's the pressure change. It's the pressure change is what it causes more pressure on your joints. So you have a great day too, Joe, and I will talk to you guys in a couple weeks. But again, you can reach me in the chat if you need to. Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye.